Good afternoon, third grade. Today for math, we're just gonna do kind of like an e-learning session just because all of the teachers are away at Project Lead the Way training. We are going to review time and temperature for our math test tomorrow. And for our math test tomorrow, you're gonna need to know how to tell time using an analog clock and a digital clock, as well as elapsed time. So figure out how much time has gone in between different amounts of time, and be able to tell the temperature on a thermometer in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, whichever the question's asking for. And lastly, you're going to be asked to solve a few word problems. So today we're just going to go through an example of each of those types of problems together. So you'll need a whiteboard and marker, or maybe a piece of paper and a pencil. That's up to you. And then after you watch this video, you're going to have a few questions to answer in the form of a quiz, but it's really just a couple questions to answer for you to practice. All right, for this first problem, it's asking me how much time has passed, or the elapsed time in hours and minutes, between the two clocks. Well, I need to figure out the start time first. If I'm looking at this clock, I know that the smaller hand is my hour hand, and that's between my 8 and my 9. So it is 8. And then my minute hand is at the 3, so I know the time is 8:15. On the next problem, at the end time, I see that my minute hand is pointing right at the 11, my hour hand is pointing right at the 11, and my minute hand right here is pointing right up at the 12, so it happens to be 11 o'clock. Now I need to figure out how much time has passed, so I'm going to draw a number line just to help me out. And then I'm going to put 8:15 here, and I'm going to put 11 o'clock on this other side over here. Now I need to figure out the amount of time that happened in between. Well, I'm going to count up by tens just so it'll be a little bit easier. So it's 8:15, 8:25, 8:35, 8:45, 8:55, and then I'm going to go 5 more minutes. So I'm going to put a little 5 up here so I know that that's 5 minutes instead of 10. And now it becomes 9 o'clock. Now I just need to get from 9 to 10 and 10 to 11. So this is an hour right here, a 1 hour. And this is an hour right here, 1 hour. I know that each of these are 10 minutes. So the total amount of time that has passed is, I'm going to write it over here, 2 hours and 10, 20, 30, 45, and 45 minutes. For this next problem, there aren't any clocks to look at, but I do see that I still have some time. So I'm going to read this word problem to try to help me figure out what it is exactly that I'm looking for. It says, Vivian is going on her first train ride. Her train will leave the station at 3:15 p.m. If the ride lasts 1 hour and 30 minutes, at what time will she arrive at her destination? Well, I know it's starting at 3:15. And I know that I'm going to add an hour and 30 minutes. So I just really need to figure out the end time down here. So 3:15, if I add 1 hour, my time becomes 4:15. And then I'm going to add 10, 20, 30 minutes. So 4:15, 4:25, 4:35, 4:45. Okay, so the time that she will arrive at her destination will be 4:45, and I'm going to put PM because I'm going to label my time too. On this next problem, we're going to figure out the degrees Celsius and the degrees Fahrenheit. And if you look up here, you see the C for Celsius is on the left-hand side and the F for Fahrenheit is on the other side. So I'm going to look up here, and I notice that each of these little dashes on the Celsius side are going up by 2, and it looks like this thermometer, if I draw a line across, it's actually right at my 40. So if I was keeping track of degrees Celsius, I would write 40 degrees Celsius. Now I'm going to look at the other side and look at degrees Fahrenheit. It's at 100, 102, 103, 104, 106. So it's 106 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, this last problem says, at the beginning of the summer, Julia measured the temperature of her pool as 65 degrees Fahrenheit. At the end of the summer, the temperature of the pool was 20 degrees warmer. Using the picture to the right, fill in the thermometer to show the temperature at the end of the summer. Well, first of all, I need to figure out what temperature I need to fill the thermometer to. So I'm going to do 65 plus my 20 degrees, because that's how much warmer it was. So 65 plus 20, 5 plus 0 is 5, and 6 plus 2 is 8. So I'm looking at 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I need to come over here to my thermometer. I need to fill in 85 degrees. Well, I'm going to mark, because really my thermometer, 85, would be right between the 80 and the 90. Then I'm just going to shade in the rest of this. It's not completely perfect, but it'll work. All right, now that you have gone through each of these different types of problems, you're going to have a chance to solve a few of them on your own. Make sure that if you need to refer back to this video later to help you, that you do that. Enjoy the rest of your day.